Hello everyone, Douglas here and welcome to Ranking of the Stories. And today we will be focusing on Series 2 of Doctor Who. So, let's begin. Number 11, Love and Monsters. I think this was going to be obvious. I will say this is not the best story that Russell wrote, and the ending is just bad. Number 10, Feel Her. We'll be honest, I like this story, and it had interesting ideas. When I first watched this, I thought it was not good, but watching it again, my opinion changed. I love how the show predicts the future with the 2012 London Olympics. Number 9, The Girl in the Fireplace. I will say this story felt like a fairy tale story, and at the same time, the writing is poor, and Rose and Mickey get completely sidelined. I do love David Tennant and Sophie Meyer's chemistry in this story. Number 8, New Earth. I will say it is a good start to Series 2, but it is a weak story. I will say I do love Billy Piper as Cassandra, and it did feel like a zombie story. Number 7, The Idiot's Lantern, the 1950s. I will say I like this story, and you have a very good mystery about why the people's faces are missing, and I do love an alien possessing the TV, and it takes place during Queen Elizabeth's coronation. Number 6, Tooth and Claw. This story deals with werewolves, and I do love Queen Victoria, played by Pauline Collins. I love how David Tennant uses his Scottish accent in this story, and the ending is so funny. Number 5, The Impossible Planet and the Satan Pit. This is a good scary story and a good base on the siege story. This one is the first one to take place on an alien planet. I do love how this story does deal with faith. I love how the Doctor goes up against the devil, unless you are Tom Baker who wrote Scratchman. Number 4, The Christmas Invasion. The first Doctor Who Christmas story and the debut story of David Tennant as the 10th Doctor. And no, I don't count the Feast of Stephen. We see the Doctor mostly in bed and then later he is on his feet. And I do love the sword fighting and that was good. Number 3, School Reunion. This story features the return of Elizabeth Sladen as Sarah Jane Smith and John Leeson as K9. I will say, when I first watched this story, I was so excited to see that Sarah Jane and K9 were going to return, and I do love Anthony Head as Mr. Finch. Number 2, Rise of the Cybermen in the Age of Steel. The first story for the Cybermen in the new series. I will say it is a good comeback story for the Cybermen, and I love how we get parallel worlds in this story, and that was clever. I do love Noah Clarke in this story, and he gets good character development and a dual role in this story. Number 1, Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. The second story for the Cybermen in the new series, and the story features the shocking return of the Daleks. This story is the last for Billy Piper as Rose Tyler, and she got a good send off in this story. I do love the idea of the Daleks going up against the Cybermen. So, that was my ranking, and the funniest part was when I first watched Series 2 as a kid, I thought it was really good, but when you are looking back at the series, it was definitely a weak series, and every reviewer I watched on YouTube said that this was a weak series, and I actually have to agree with that. I'm saying it's not a bad series, but it was weak actually. So, for the ranking of Series 2, I will give Series 2 of Doctor Who an 8 out of 10. That was my ranking of the stories for Series 2 of Doctor Who. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you next time, where we will be kicking off Series 3 with another Christmas special, and the debut story for Catherine Tate as Donna Noble in The Runaway Bride.